members, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, and I just thought of doing a healing pick a card reading for you guys today. We are at the moment, if you watch the news, going through some really difficult times globally. There is the impeachment trials in the US with Trump and the potential crisis with Iran. There's the coronavirus spreading right now globally from China. And there is Brexit, which happened today. So it's a massive atmosphere of fear and tension, guided by the influence of Saturn, the god of limits and the god of tests and karma. And I just thought that this would be the perfect timing right now for those of you who are losing hope, for those of you who are suffering. Because, you know, there is one thing that happens politically and globally on a large scale that can frighten us, but there's also what happens with us personally. We might be going through some really difficult personal relationships at the moment, or you might have to make some drastic, bold decisions with this current energy. You might need to relocate, change your job, drop a long-term relationship, maybe even struggling with your families and codependencies, addictions, all sorts of things that keep us bound and shackled to each other and to an idea that we are worthless without that particular thing that we are so attached to. But I'm here to let you know that you're not worthless. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are protected, you are worthy. And I hope that the work I am doing here on this channel can help deliver this message very clearly. It can help empower you. It can give you hope so that you manage to get out of bed in the morning and, you know, tackle on each challenge during your daily living with optimism and faith and hope. Okay, so that's my hope and that's my intention with this reading and with the work I'm doing on this channel. It's a place of healing. So that being said, I'm going to I thought of doing something slightly more fun or different than what I usually do. So I would like you to choose today from 3 books. Yeah. So you have the choice between, for pile number 1, this is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. You don't have to focus necessarily on the image, just focus on the title, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Who knows, maybe 2020 could be exactly that for you in the coming months, if it has been difficult so far, which I hope it hasn't. Okay, pile number 2 has this really beautiful message written in the stars. I think you guys might see the writing in a mirror because of the way that, you know, cameras work, but it says written in the stars. I don't even know exactly how to put it so that you guys can see it. Written in the Stars. It's a beautiful book about constellations. Okay, so maybe something might happen to you, pile number 2, that is about, you know, fate. And then finally, I have another option for option number 3. This is Beautiful Souls. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are all beautiful souls. Okay, so think which title resonates with you the most. Think which kind of open yourself up to the healing message. You can decide whether you want to accept it or reject it. You are the co-creator of your reality. I am just basically channeling at the moment messages that do not have to do with our material world, but come from a spiritual plane, or at least I hope I can do this to the best extent that serves you. So, for those of you who have chosen the first book, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, these are the messages that I have for you. So you got, keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Pile number 1. What messages do we have? Flying everywhere. Remiel, the angel of visions. I'm shuffling live so you guys can see the magic as it happens. Pile number 1. False indigo, immersion and intuition. Hibiscus, beauty and happiness. Don't worry, I'll interpret the whole message at the end. I just want to see all of the messages that came out for you, so I get a full picture before I don't like to jump to conclusions by interpreting only one card. You got a lot of birds. So you got the blue jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. White turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. Oh, that's so beautiful. White eagle. The connection to divine guidance is within you. And hummingbird. Release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. And finally, I'm going to choose from the Lightworker deck a final message to wrap it up. Card number 1. What message? Ooh. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? You have a lot of white. You have a lot of messages of holding on. I feel like there are ancestors around you. There are some really positive influences around you, but I'm not sure how much you are tapping into them. Let me see. It's like you're struggling to see. I think that you are aware that something momentous is about to happen in your life, but you're struggling to see it. You're asking for guidance, and maybe this is why you are here watching this video as well. Me talking to you at the moment is part of this guidance you have been asking for, and I'm super honored to be able to do this for you. It's almost as if with the Angel of Visions here and this really beautiful card, you got Remiel, who is a really inspiring influence. Do you see how he has, or she, let's just call it it. It's an angel, so you know it can be hermaphrodite as well. It has a crescent right on its third eye chakra. A lunar crescent that is almost as if you're holding a vision. I feel as well with the fact that you've chosen my year of rest and relaxation, maybe you're in a period of reflection at the moment, and you're really trying to imagine a new reality, a new world, because you are aware of the fact that what you are currently going through is no longer functioning, it's no longer making you feel happy, replenished, worthy, maybe even that, or there is just something that you feel you have to change about your current reality. A relationship, a close relationship. You want to bring more beauty in your life. Maybe even, from a very material perspective, maybe even drinking some hibiscus tea or eating something that has hibiscus in it, maybe a cake, could also put you in touch with this energy. I know it sounds a little bit non-spiritual, but I like to combine spiritual with material, because we are material beings as well. We are not just spiritual. You are a very intuitive person. You are, and I think you have a hunch about this. Blue Jay and False Indigo tell me this. It's all about blue. It's about rest, tranquility. Blue is the color of nobility, of peacefulness, of almost being suspended in air. It is also the color of the rational realm of our thinking mind. I feel that you have the capacity to act purely out of your intuition, where you might have been educated or told that you have to focus only on your logical, rational mind. So it's like a struggle at the moment between you understanding what your intuition that you feel is within you and has been there all along. You're trying to bring it out without affecting your logical mind too much. There is a fear within us when we are trying to change a habit, break a thinking pattern, because we feel as if we break the thinking pattern, what is there left to fill it with? Intuition. So your logical mind and your intuitive gut reactions are struggling at the moment. There is fear surrounding this tension, push and pull. But I would suggest, and the cards tell me the same, that you could just allow yourself to be guided by your intuition for a while. You could experiment. So you could give your logical mind the exercise of experimenting, finding new ways in which you could grow. And then, because you're setting your logical mind on an experiment, let's see what happens now. You know, if I make a decision not based on an analysis or a clearly driven plan, but if I just make a decision based on my mood. And you can start making small decisions. You don't have to make a big decision based on your intuition at the beginning. Make a small decision. What are you going to eat today? Who are you going to call from your friends? What kind of movie are you going to watch? And by getting into the exercise of making these small intuitive decisions daily, you start to build confidence that you can make bigger decisions in the long run. So you start to trust your intuition more and more, and you start to let go of the logical grip that is, I think, suffocating your life at the moment. Because the messages that I have here are all about, they're trying to convince you, the angels are trying to convince you that, hey, what you feel, your gut instinct is real. You can allow yourself to trust it. Because if you don't trust your gut or your intuition, you might be taking off your path. An excess of logic, an excess of reason can steer us in wrong paths, can delay us from actually fulfilling the things that we want to see happen in our reality. So in order for you to keep your focus and your eyes on your targeted intention, you have to immerse yourself in your intuition. It's really important to remember that you are very powerful. Yeah, the power to heal the earth. So not only yourself, but your environment as well lies within you. And this is a fantastic message to receive, especially nowadays when we're dealing with a global ecological crisis. So you might be one of the spirits, the souls embodied on this planet to help come up with solutions and ideas as to how we can improve the environment, how we could save it, how we can conserve it. It's a lot of responsibility, it's a big task, but follow your gut, follow what your intuition is telling you. I don't want to call it voices in your head, because that some people think that is insane. And sometimes a voice in our head could also be the voice of the ego. So you have to be very careful about what you allow in your life and what you listen to. But when I say gut feeling, it's almost like you feel it in your belly, you feel it in your sacral chakra. So one way to get in touch pragmatically with your intuition could also be to meditate on the sacral chakra, learn about it, read more about it, watch photos. It's governed by the color orange, so you could wear more orange, you could eat oranges, you could listen to these beautiful clips that you can find online about tuning into your sacral chakra or repairing your sacral chakra. It's the center of intimacy as well. So I think that the more you will work with the energy of the sacral chakra and meditate on it and get in touch with it and visualize it, the more you are going to see an improvement in your capacity to trust other people, trust your gut reactions, and you'll be able to establish relationships if you don't have them so far, because I don't want to assume things about your life, but if you're struggling with personal relationships, then working with sacral chakra energy is really going to help you. And you also have the white ego. The connection to divine guidance is within you. So this is just reinforcing all of the messages I've been delivering to you so far. White, pure bright light. You might be a light worker as well. Hello, soul family. So you might be drawn to light, to sources of light. Even light bulbs, even creating an environment in your home that is bright and full of light, full of expansion, non-cluttered. In order for you to follow your gut and continue on this beautiful quest that is called life, and to just bring your vision into reality, to anchor it, I feel like could be some stagnant energy around you, and this energy is stagnant precisely because you are analyzing it too much from a logical perspective. If you were to quiet your mind and listen to your gut, I think you would find the solution. Overthinking, to a certain extent, is a little bit of a disease. It comes from a sense of self where we are anxious about all the potential outcomes of a situation. So what do? We tend to overanalyze the situation. We tend to try to control each outcome. We can't control all the outcomes. We sometimes have to trust. We sometimes have to have pure, blind faith. And it's difficult. It's not easy to make a decision and then have faith that the decision that you have taken is the correct one for you and is going to bring you closer to happiness, abundance, and prosperity. We sometimes make decisions in karmic moments that are meant to bring us some difficulty just to teach us lessons. So it's hard to tell if the decisions you have taken right now is one that is fulfilling your dharma, so it's bringing you a reward, or if it's connected to the karma you have created in your lifetime, so it's bringing you a lesson. But overall, what I want you to think of, and it's really, really important, is that no decision is wrong. You learn from the good and the bad things that happen in life. It is just the way that our human egos are processing things as being good for us or bad for us, or, oh, I lost some money, oh, I'm being stressed out at the moment, oh, why does this keep happening to me? It is happening because it's trying to spiritualize you. The more attached we are to the material realm, the more lessons we are going to receive about how to become more spiritual, how to let go, how to not cling to things, to excess memories, to baggages, and when I mean baggages, I mean emotional baggages, but it could also be material things. Life might take things away from you to teach you how to give back, to teach you how to be more generous. Everything in our reality is an exchange of energy, so if you hold on to things too much, the natural balance of this energy is going to want to take from you. So it's really important to try to think about how much are you giving and receiving in your personal relationships. If you're overgiving, life is gonna put you in a period of isolation so you could give to yourself. If you're undergiving, life might take things away from you so you could focus on what it is that you need to give back, so you can reflect on how you can improve your relationships with other people. Or you might be lucky enough to be in between, to flow with that balance and to establish this natural mutual give and take. But very few of us are. Most of us, including myself, are engaged in these karmic exchanges of learning and growing. Okay, so I feel I should stop the message here. I kind of want to leave you with another card. Let's just see, which deck should we choose? Animal Spirit. Okay, I'll pull another card for you. From my Animal Spirit deck. Okay, so Animal Spirit. Which animal for pile number 1? Ooh, you got a lot. I'm not going to choose all of them, I'm putting them back in. 1 guiding animal spirit for pile number 1. I think this confirms very beautifully what I've been conveying. Raccoon. So a raccoon is basically, this is the energy of coming out from the dark, of not hiding yourself anymore. Yeah, and it's an earth-dwelling creature. It's a creature that, well, basically, black and white, that's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of extreme. So remember how I was trying to talk about balance, finding the balance between light and dark, finding this balance between giving and receiving, the balance between being yourself, being with other people, and what are the risks of being yourself, what are the risks of trusting your gut but also being rational when you have to. I'm sure, and I have good faith, that you are going to strike that balance and you're going to find it. And I see it here that the angels want me to tell you that, you have this divine guidance within you. You can co-create. You don't have to just create by yourself. All you have to do is tap into this idea that you are loved and you are protected by higher forces. Call them whatever you want to call them. I like to call them angels. But you can call them whatever crosses your mind, and get in touch with them. Get in touch with your intuition. Get in touch with the outer realm, because there's so much potential and so much beauty within you that is asking to come out. Okay, so that was the message that I have for you, those of you who chose my year of rest and relaxation. I genuinely hope that in 2020 you will find your spiritual path, and that you will genuinely have a year of rest and relaxation where you will also uncover your true spiritual gifts and get in touch with your intuition as much as you can. Okay? Good. So if you like this kind of message, you know the drill. Share, subscribe. I would be very grateful if you could just help me deliver this message to as many people as possible. That is the goal and the purpose of me growing my channel. I want these messages to go out to as many people as possible so that they can use them, so that it helps them. So if you could help me do that, I would be super grateful. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next pick a card reading. Bye, pile number 1. Okay, so pile number 2. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, you've chosen Written in the Stars. This is your reading. I'm gonna start with the Divine Feather. I'm gonna pull a lot of cards for you guys, so messages will be loud and clear. So you have the flicker. Beautiful photo, right? And it says, new rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. New rhythms. Do you know that song Baila Conmigo? I just had it singing in my head, so I'm not sure why. Baila Conmigo. Rhythm, right? Ooh. You got the tuberose, dangerous pleasure. Okay. And coreopsis, always joyful. This is a very different energy than the first pile. Don't worry, I'll interpret it at the end. I want to see all the cards. I don't want to jump to conclusions based on just one card. I need to have the full picture. Okay, it's becoming clearer and clearer. Uriel, Angel of the Flame. I'm laughing because I actually summoned Archangel Uriel to help me deliver messages with you guys. So I feel like it is actually talking to me straightforward in your pile. Very lucky, pile number 2. I hope you know that. Very lucky and very protected. Ooh, and as I said this, cards are flying out. 1 second. Okay, so. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And new beginnings and a fresh start. Yeah, follows logically one after the other, doesn't it? You got a lot of messages. I'm going to take them all. So you had take a break. Mintakan, or longing for home. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. The Pleiades, channeling and uplifting humanity. You're far away from home. You could be in another country studying, working, and you're not happy. At least that's what I'm getting. You're thinking of making a bold move to return home, but it is quite risky. If you want to jump and take a leap of faith into this new direction, I just want you to know that you are encouraged to trust and to adapt. Yeah. I feel like there is a spark of passion, like flicker, flame. It's almost like somebody is lighting a cigarette in the dark. There's that light, right, that comes out from the flame. I feel like this is how you're feeling right now. You're really fired up. Maybe you're trying to, I got like a, yeah, it's about control, releasing this control and doing something creative. Doing something that fires you up, that you're really passionate about. But it's going to involve a lot of, you following this inner flame. It's going to involve a lot of, changes and a bit of effort for you to bring forward this new reality. It's really beautiful because I feel as if you're also a light worker, just like pile number 1. Maybe I'm tapping into my soul family with this reading, but maybe you're not aware of the fact that you're a light worker. It could be that it's a recent realization. A light worker just basically means you're a human being that is drawn to spirituality, but to a certain type of spirituality, one that is a lot about improving people's lives, that it's about loving, that it's about producing literal light into other people's life through optimism, through hope, through letting them know that everything is going to be fine in the direst, darkest of time. I feel very peaceful right now. So I feel as if you are a very centered, calm person in quite a chaotic situation. As if you're you're also a little bit of a trickster. You like to have fun. You like to I think you're quite an optimistic being, so you have always joyful and dangerous pleasure. But I don't know, as well with it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. I feel as if you're in the sword. See, again, light. So there's a light source and a sword. I feel like you're quite easily, you can quite easily, make a decision and then follow with an action plan. So, and you can see somehow the humor in the situation. So you could be going through a situation where you're thinking, oh my God, I have to make a really big decision. You make it and then, okay, so I made it. I have to be responsible for this. I'm following course. And then you're thinking, what am I doing? This is insane. So you're making fun of yourself as you're making this really important, bold life decision. And I mean, if you are like that, this is amazing. It's like you're so optimistic, and I think this is why you are attracting good fortune, because the angels are seeing you going with the flow, accepting that life is a little bit absurd, and sometimes you have to make decisions that are not about something really good and something worse. It's like choosing the least worst out of two bad situations, two negatives, but you're able to make fun of this. You're able to somehow laugh at the absurdity of a situation. And that is coming from a very deep sense of inner confidence. And I think that's why I feel this calm, this centeredness as I'm looking at your cards. I also feel like once you made this decision, you feel like very expansive. I'm thinking of Jupiter right now. I'm seeing the planet, the big-bellied planet. It's almost as if there is a sense of anything is possible. Now that I made this decision, you freed yourself. I feel like you're freeing yourself. Yeah, you're freeing yourself from something unhealthy. And this is in turn igniting your passion, your zest for life, your capacity to create, and just be in touch with yourself again. Maybe you forgot who you were because of the situation, the relationship, or the environment in which you were. I want to show you something really beautiful here that appears in 3 cards. So you got, do you see this, this character, the wings spread open. The wings spread open. You even got 2 wings here and another set of wings spread open. This to me is a sign not only that you're protected by unseen forces that are really reveling in the fact that you are so optimistic and so centered as you're making these bold life decisions, or you're about to make them, but it's also about you expanding yourself. You're freeing yourself. You're getting your wings back, you know, like Hermes, the Greek god. You're able to fly again. The situation is giving you wings. It's giving you a sense of levity, or it's about to give you a sense of levity. I feel a lot of you are kind of still doubting whether you made the right decision. But there is newness coming into your life, right? When you make a decision and you decide to release something, you create almost a void in your life. And voids, just like the black hole in our universe, have the capacity to, attract things to them. A loophole, a void, a sense of space all of a sudden in a dense matter creates almost like a vacuum effect. So you're not going to have that void maintained for too long. It's going to be replaced by something new. And I think that you're really going to enjoy this newness because I see just a lot of positivity. You know, you've got a lot of yellow in these cards in the flicker. Tuberoses are usually yellow as well, white and yellow. And here you've got yellow. Uriel, see, like fantastic reds and yellows and oranges. So it's almost as if you're, you know, full of optimism, full of hope, full of passion. Your sacral and root chakra and your solar plexus especially is expanding. But it's also in connection to, because I see a lot of blues here as well. So you've got turquoise almost everywhere. So I feel as if you're, perhaps it's in the way that you're speaking. The root chakra is usually the one governed by blues. I feel it's in the way you're speaking, you're expressing yourself, that maybe you're making these decisions. Maybe as you're making these decisions, you're not, I don't feel like you're being cutthroat. You're just being like, thank you for this opportunity, but I decided to let it go. Thank you for everything I've lived with you in this relationship, but I feel I need to move on and have maybe some time by myself or meet other people. So you're ending things in a very beautiful way. And I feel that what's coming up for you is going to be a period of rest. As you're making these decisions and you're changing your life, you might be relocating home. I see it very clearly here that it is about you leaving one country or one territory for a relocation back to the place where you call home. Some place, some person in this world that makes you feel like home. And I feel that you're going to travel there and you're going to gradually remember that you are not alone, you are supported, you know, you are rooted in this feeling of having a family. It doesn't have to be your biological family, it can be a group of friends, it can be a place where you studied and you feel very close to, your alma mater maybe. It could be just a region that you're very attracted to, maybe, you know, your happy resting place. Whatever it is, you're going to travel there, you're taking a leap of faith, and it's going to help you. It's going to remind you that, you know, the deepest roots and the deepest home that we could have in this world lies within ourselves. Okay? And no matter how much we like to think that we are attached to certain places, and we are, naturally, we are social human beings, we like to attach to things, we like to connect and talk and, you know, be around people, be stimulated by external influences. But actually, the key to all of our worries and the key to how we can unravel habits, how we can escape toxicity and hurt in this lifetime lies within us. And when you've been traveling for a very long time, you are awakened to the fact that the deepest roots lie within you. But I see you wanting to take this knowledge, setting up a secure base somewhere. because I think this unhealthy situation in which you are blocked, or this unhealthy situation, took you away from yourself. And now, as you're moving back home, you are reminded of who you are. And, you know, changing and uplifting humanity. You might be guided towards doing something that helps other people, being in service to them, helping them. I can completely resonate with you, because in January I did exactly the same thing. I completely moved back to a place that I call home. It feels like home to me. And yeah, I dropped a profession that was higher in status, but it wasn't helping me help others. So now I'm doing what I love. And I hope that if you are on this path as well, I hope that it comes true for you. And I hope that you continue to follow your passion, continue to follow this inner flame. You are protected, and you are protected by Archangel Uriel especially. So feel free to summon him if you're having a bad day or a bad moment. If you need some guidance, feel free to summon Archangel Uriel. And wherever possible, rest. I know when you're making big transitions, you can feel overwhelmed, especially by soaking up the energy of other people. If you're an empath or an introvert as well, extra care is needed. But I see you like you know all these things already. I mean, you're a really positive, always joyful person. You are, yeah, I feel like you're a really wonderful person, and you know all these things. You just have to implement them in this period. You're being called to implement them. And before I wrap up your message, I want to leave you with an animal spirit card as well. So let's see what animal spirit do we have for pile number 2. Wow, Panther. Talk about cutting through the bullshit. Yeah, you're like raging at this. I feel like I didn't talk so much about the dangerous pleasure, but this fire that is burning within you is helping you. This optimism is helping you go at it in the new direction that you are feeling pulled towards. Full speed ahead. You are super passionate, ravenous for new experiences, excited about building your new life, and you want a life that is authentic. The Panther spirit is about authenticity. It's about eliminating anything that is not in your highest good. And I feel like you came at your wit's end with this unhealthy situation, and you made a resolution. It's like, you know what? I'm done. I just want to live how I want to live. I completely salute you for this. This is fantastic. You're such a brave soul. And as I said, I feel like it resonates a lot with my personal story. So let me know down in the comments if you are this kind of person, if this resonated with you. I genuinely hope that everything you are establishing at the moment, the sense of home, of belonging in a different environment, is going to grow and be abundant. And I do see it here. I mean, all the signs indicate a really positive period in your life beginning. Okay, pile number 2, that was the message that I had for you. If you like this kind of messages, if you think that this served you in any way and was helpful, please help me distribute this message to as many people as possible. And you can do so by liking this video, subscribing, sharing it with your friends, whoever you want to, okay? This is just helping me do these kind of things, you know, reach as many people as possible. And I really do want helpful, positive messages to reach people in this really dark time of need, okay? So I'm gonna end this here. I'll see you guys in the next pick a card reading, hopefully. And yeah, I love you guys. See you next time. Bye, pile number 2. Okay, pile number 3. You had to wait a little bit. But if you skip to the timestamps, you don't have to wait. Okay, so you are here if you've chosen this book, this message, Beautiful Souls, the title. So let's see what the angelic realm wants me to communicate to you. Far too many things. I'm just going to choose the first one that came up. So you got the Primula, youthful love, primrose. Okay, I feel guided to take another message from the Botanical Inspirations deck. Apple blossom, choices, knowledge, and illumination. Your energy is much more straightforward compared to the previous piles. You're quite a pragmatic person. Owl, your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. Some messages from the Lightworker deck. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So I will interpret this at the end because I first want to see all the messages. I don't want to jump to conclusions based on just one card, okay? Okay, Archangel Michael might be guiding you at the moment because it gave me 3 messages, so it's very strongly trying to speak through. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Eternal love. Focus upon divine and perfect health. Don't worry, I'll explain what that means. I remember I was kind of worried when I was first studying this deck. What is such a thing as divine health? It's mostly just related to your spiritual growth. Crucial, angel of punishment. Fear not. It makes sense in the grand scheme of things. And in this reading. I don't know why, but I have a feeling of self-consciousness when I'm reading for this particular pile. I'm trying to figure out why am I feeling in this way. It's clearly a distinct energy than the first 2 piles. Okay, I'm going to fragmentation. There's this sense here of fragmentation. It's as if I want to talk to you, but it's almost, I feel like something is blocked there. And then I'm feeling self-conscious. Maybe this is kind of a dynamic that you've been experiencing in your relationships lately. Because I see here in the cards a struggle between you understanding that you are worthy of love. You have 2 very strong messages of love, eternal love and youthful love. Let's just see what they say. So, youthful love. If I had a single flower for every time I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden. So you could be thinking a lot about a particular person. Eternal love. Help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe, receiving, expressing, and giving love. Yes, I think this is the issue here. I think you might be a person that, because of life circumstances, you developed a very quick reaction mechanism to anybody that could be potentially threatening to your ego. So maybe you were criticized a lot, maybe you were told off a lot, maybe people spoke over you, maybe nobody trusted your guidance. So a lot of these gaslighting, shaming, really, really tough ways in which people could make you feel like you are not worthy. And I feel as if, it's almost as if I feel like I'm holding this space. We're creating a space of holding because I feel that you need to be held. And in this space of being held and kept safe by somebody else, you can safely open up and understand that you are worthy of love. And now I feel like I've reached a moment where I can genuinely communicate my energy to you. But at the beginning, the first 2 or 3 minutes of this reading, I could feel how you're resisting any message to come through from the heart. Controlling the relationship a lot, because I understand, because you feel like what the other person might say or do could harm you, could affect your sense of worth, your dignity as a human being, because you are accustomed to previous relationships where you were constantly hurt. So you develop the strong carcass, like a strong shell around you, a wall, and you're on the defensive from the beginning. You're ready to attack at any second. But that puts a lot of pressure on you. A pressure about always having to analyze and always be on the lookout for what the other person could say or do or feel, because you're judging it based on your previous experience rather than judging it for what it is now in the present. So in this present, as you're being held and as you're understanding, growing more, and figuring out that you are worthy of love and that you can give and receive love in spite of the previous relationships, because those were just lessons. The whole point of lessons is that we go through them, we graduate them, and we move on. We don't let the tension that we felt as the lesson was unfolding remain with us, because it can block us from living our lives. I think this is what the card refers to. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. I think you need to understand that you need love and that you need to get in touch with your own inner reservoir of love. The more you're going to try to break away from yourself, the more you're going to be hidden behind this wall of defensiveness, the harder it would be for you to really experience the things you want to experience in your life. The past is in the past. It's not coming back to hurt you anymore. If you're thinking, yes, but I'm still connected to people from my past that hurt me, let them go. You don't need people, but you do need to get in touch with your own inner capacity to love yourself. In this way, you won't be dependent on other people's love and affirmation, on having other people tell you that you are beautiful and intelligent and worthy of love. You will know that for yourself, because you know you are beautiful and intelligent and worthy of love. So you're not depending on other people's confirmation. So you won't be easily manipulated by them when they decide that the best way to control you is to pull back their compliments, pull back the time that they spend with you, the attention that they're giving you, because they're trying to make you to do something for their own benefit. So what I'm basically trying to say is that you have the capacity to return to yourself and give yourself the love that you are expecting to see in the outside. And the more you spend time in being by yourself, reflecting a little bit on what has happened, understanding that tough people, tough decisions, tough words, tough actions that were exchanged were a lesson, and that you only grew stronger and you survived these lessons, and therefore you are even more valuable, more worthy of love, of good things. So the more you start to think of everything that was in the past as completed, and you have graduated successfully from these lessons, the more you're going to fill yourself up with self-love, and the more you're going to see how this wall of defenses is going to crumble around you, allowing you to be yourself, allowing other people to love you just for you. There is no shame in having gone through all those lessons. You don't have to feel guilty for how other people treated you. I'm really sorry if that has happened to you. Yeah, nobody needs to be put through situations when their self-worth is attacked. But these things happen sometimes. Sometimes we are on the receiving end of other people's criticism. Other times we are criticizing other people because we hate ourselves, because we feel a deep sense of inner shame and guilt, and we project it outwards onto other people so that they can suffer as much as we suffer. But this only creates a cycle of suffering. See, so in order to break that cycle, you have to pull back from that interaction. You have to be with yourself and figure out, this is what I'm willing to do and I'm willing to receive, and this is what I am not going to do, and this is what I won't put up with. It's not easy at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. It's difficult when you're trying to change karmic patterns, because you're always gonna pull back, and there are a lot of, as I mentioned, shame and guilt that you have to filter through. You have to resolve through your shame and guilt on an everyday basis. Have courage. Because I see that angels are giving you a lot of illuminated thoughts. They are helping you clarify. I feel like your subconscious is cleaning itself in this period. So spend a lot of time, if you can, sleep a little bit longer. Keep a dream diary. But if that is not your thing, you could just write in your phone or, I don't know, on your laptop, just some thoughts that came to you, some realizations. Try to record them, because when you record them, you get a form of detachment from them. You don't feel like you are your thoughts. You feel like your thoughts are just something that can be easily managed. So you have to focus on your health in this period. But I see this more as focusing on the spiritual person you are becoming. Don't be so caught up in these petty arguments, power struggles. I'm better than you. You know, you did this, you said that. Whose fault is it? Trying to be right. That's only fortifying your ego and rebuilding that defense up. You don't have to punish yourself, because you are, by building this defense up, you are just basically reaffirming that it is me against the world, and the world is dangerous and unsafe. So whatever else can come from the world, whatever good can come from the world towards you, for you as a gift, is also blocked. So moving past beyond this guilt, beyond the self-punishment cycle. I hurt you, you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you first before you hurt me. Moving beyond the self-sabotaging process that you're engaged in. When something good happens, you think, I don't trust it, so I'm going to destroy it before you allow it to let it overcome you with joy and optimism and love. People are going to want to love you. People are going to want to give to you. People are going to want to shower you with compliments. But if you're in this energy, you're going to pew, 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 pew. Fight it off. You're going to struggle with an angel. You're going to beat love down. And then you're going to retreat behind this defense wall of ego and suffer. And I don't want you to do that. I don't think you don't want to live such a life. I think you're aware of that. Your intuition is correct. I feel you know. You know what it is you want. You do want to be loved. You do want to be accepted for who you are. Follow your inner wisdom, yeah. But in order to do that, you have to break this chain. You have to stop arguing, stop struggling, stop trying to be right. Simply let go of the people that are harming you. There will be other people in your life that are going to support you. Pull back your energy and allow the people that have been trying to control you to live without your support, your help for a while, and see what happens. If you do this, the moment you go back into the relationship, you will go back with a new energy. The relationship will have slightly shifted. You will feel it. Why? Well, this is because you realize that you are to be respected, that you are worthy of love, that you're not putting yourself down anymore or torturing yourself. You're not self-sabotaging yourself anymore. You have realized, I am worthy of love, I am worthy of respect, and I'm not going to put up with crap. And all of a sudden, if you're trying to resume this relationship with a karmic person that has hurt you, you'll figure out that, hey, the interaction slightly changed. What happened? Well, what happened is that you became more aware of your inner guidance, of your divinity, of your inner love. Okay? But you have to be honest about the fact that you have flaws as well as qualities. Sometimes when we go through a lot of pain and we create this wall of defenses, we become completely cut off from any constructive criticism that could be helpful. So if your loved ones start telling you that you're becoming arrogant, that you're not really listening, that you're hurting others and yourself, you might think, no, that's not possible. You're just saying this because you're trying to harm me again, just like others have done before. That kind of mentality is only going to separate you from other people, and it's only going to separate you from what it is you are trying to accomplish in the world. It's going to pull you more and more into a period where you have to reflect on yourself. Ego breakdown. So in order to overcome that, you have to realize that you need to sort through your relationships a little bit. You need to do some organizing work. You need to figure out, this is the person that I genuinely trust and I want to keep in my life. These are my close loved ones that I want to keep relationships with. And these are the people that have to go because they're harming me, because they're toxic. But in order for you to do this sorting work, you have to figure out that you are worthy of good, positive relationships, that you're worthy of love. And I think you are. I genuinely think you are. And there is a wave of realization, awareness, of illumination that is coming over you in this period. It's preparing you for a new period in your life, one in which you'll have healthy relationships rather than karmic patterns brought from other lives that you must learn to break in this lifetime. Why? So that you can unleash this abundance, this love, this intimacy that I feel like you're craving, but you're not yet able to achieve because of the wall that is erected around you. Give people a chance. And you are protected by Archangel Michael. You can summon Archangel Michael to help guide you in this period, so that all your actions, rather than self-sabotaging yourself, your actions are meant to nurture you, meant to bring you closer to a path of well-being, to a path of forgiveness. Yeah, forgiveness is very tough when you have so much defenses. The ego is very strong, strengthened, yeah, fortified. But behind it lies yourself, and yourself is like, hey, remember me? Your heart? What are we doing here? Why are you protecting me from other people? People are good and kind. You are good and kind. Why do you think that things are so awful? Well, it's because of these past relationships that have hurt you. Let that go. You graduated. The lessons have been achieved. You are progressing in life, whether you want to see it or not. And you could have love, you could have everything you want. But stop punishing yourself, honestly. Let go of Kushio. Let him not overtake you, or it not overtake you. Dare to be vulnerable, and you will have the love you have been waiting for. Because love is about you are fully being yourself, and you're fully seeing another person for themselves, and you're accepting that. You're accepting the other person for who they are completely, and they are accepting you for who you are completely. That is real love. Some people might call real love, but love. Not the illusion, but the nitty-gritty of everyday situations. I think you're worthy of that, and I think you know it, and I think you're going to do really well, because this path is opening up for you right now. So do the necessary work of dismantling your ego, of letting go of punishing yourself, and just allowing good things to happen to you. Allow good people in your life. Let go of the toxic ones. Because you are worthy of love. Before I end your reading, pile number 3, I am going to look at your animal spirit. So one card. Oof. It's deep. One card. Which one should we choose? This one, I think. There's some pink on it. Ooh, perfect. Phoenix. This is you at the moment, yeah? You died. You're reveling in your own ashes. And now, illumination, realizations, maturity, growing up, realizing you're worthy of love. Lay down the swords, lay down the struggles. Reorganize yourself after all this really deep, intense healing. Okay? And remember, you are held, you are protected, you are loved, no matter what happens in your life. Even in the absence of physical people, you're always loved and protected and surrounded by good things. Okay? You don't have to protect yourself so much. Okay, pile number 3. Enjoy your Phoenix moment. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope you can take this message in good faith. It was meant from the bottom of my heart as a healing session to you. Please, if you've enjoyed this, if you think it resonated and it helped you in any way, share it, like it, subscribe to the channel, because in this way I can spread these messages to a wider number of people that might need them in this period. We're going through some really intense times, and we need as much spiritual guidance and help as possible. I'm also growing with you guys on this channel. The more I do these readings, the more I get in touch with my own source of self-love and self-service. So thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do these readings for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, Surround yourself with a lot of positive light, positive intentions, and allow yourself to heal. I love you.